Blessed love my family, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Welcome to the Tiger's Nest. Of course, the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. A wonderful program in store this evening. We're going to be talking about, yes, the new moon that is said to be by the astrologers, that is said to be in the constellation of Gemini. But according to our astronomical outlook, it's not going to be in the constellation of Gemini. Is going to be in the constellation of Taurus. And I consider that to be a very serious thing, to the point that we decided to put out a challenge to any astrologer. Now, it's not a challenge for a debate. We're challenging you to come forward with the information. Maybe there's something that we don't understand, because we deal more with astronomy, the astronomical movements of the heavens. And again, from my comprehension, most of the times when the astrologers say that the full moon will be in this constellation or the new moon will be in this constellation, sometimes they are a constellation off, like in this case with Gemini and the new moon, and sometimes they are even two constellations off, like it was like about a month ago as it related to the new moon. Now, listen to me good. We understand the movements of the astronomical clock. Maybe there's something about astrology that we're missing. You understand? But anyway, we're going to get to that in depth now. But in fact, let me just highlight Heliopolis, the ancient, Anu, the modern. Now, what is that? That is our upcoming YouTube lecture presentation. And that is this Monday, the 7th of June, 2021. That is going to be 7 p.m. sharp right here on the YouTube, definitely to be broadcasted as well on Facebook. And of course, you can check it on our Facebook page, the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, and of course even on Instagram, Institute of Holistic Knowledge. The link as well will be there, and that's this Monday. We'll be going into some heavy astronomy, something I should say somewhat like a dovetail from the last two lectures that we did. I'm speaking of the mystery of the Ark for those who were there, and of course Rastafari and the pyramids. That definitely will be like a third hit from that. It's like a trilogy then. This Monday I'm talking about, because we're going to be talking about the alignments of the heavens, astronomy really, and planets and the moon and the sun with megalithic sites, and we're going to be homing it to Greencastle Hill to give a better understanding, even as it relates to the summer solstice experience that will be coming up. I know many of you are looking forward to this experience, and as I said, even the lecture on Monday will give you a better understanding of the importance of the understanding of why we always promoted the Mount Anu itself, Greencastle Hill. But I'll speak a bit more about this at the end of this presentation. As I said, I want to go into it now as it relates to the heavens and the new moon that is now upon us. Now, this is what I'm saying here. The heavens and the movements thereof is an apparent movement, my family. I think most of us comprehend that. So in other words, what we are observing in the heaven, it's not literally happening. So in other words, the sun is rising, the sun is setting, you know, the sun is above us, the sun went under the earth, and all of these different things. No, that is how it appears. Remember, the earth rotating and revolving around the sun is what gives this impression of the movements. And then as it relates to the zodiac belt, or the ecliptic belt with the zodiac constellation thereof, they also are apparent, because these are stars that make a specific representation in the heavens that look like a constellation, like an animal, like a device, like human beings. And some of these constellations are very clear, like the Scorpion and Leo, very, very clear. Orion, one of the clearest, you know, crisp constellation that you cannot deny, represents exactly what it looks like, you know. So it's obvious that there is a great designer in all of this, the great architect, you know, the chief mason as such, the chief carpenter, you know, the chief artist, you know, the chief, again, architect that designed the heavens. So this is what's going on when we look at the poetry of the sky. And it's played out using the stars, it's played out using the moon, it's played out using the sun. And this is why ancient theology or ancient religion always depended on the movements of the heavens. Okay, so all of this we will cover in our lecture on Monday. Just make sure you're here. If you're not a subscriber to this YouTube channel, well, for sure, you should subscribe. And even for the subscribers, make sure you put on the notification bell. I mean, I know you may be subscribers to many channels and you don't want to think bing, bing, bing all day long, but hey, no offense, maybe you should lock off those bells and put on this bell if you don't want to be disturbed, because what we are bringing is serious stuff on Monday, and I don't want you to miss it and forget it at all. All right. So, for example, we have this very good app in front of us, solar system app, and how this is working now. Follow me good. So we're looking at the 5th of June. That is the date and the time now. This should be about 19 minutes after the hour of 8. All right. Now, this is where the moon is in relation to the earth. So this is not a new moon as yet. The new moon is supposed to be about the 10th of June. Good. Now, when it's a new moon, the moon would perfectly align with the sun. So, for example, tomorrow morning, you're going to see the moon come up just before the sun, because it's going to meet the sun in a few days, giving it again the new moon. So the new moon now, when it's the new moon, it would align perfectly with the sun from this angle. It wouldn't be off. When it's a full moon, the moon is actually on the opposite side of the earth, and the earth is between the sun and the moon, and that's a full moon. So the new moon now is when the moon is between the earth and the sun. So the moon, as you could see here, is getting there. It's not fully there yet. It's getting there. So in a few days, it will be there. So in the morning, when the moon would arise, or if you were to, see the moon at this time, I shouldn't even say in the morning, because some people are watching the moon coming up even now where I am. So the moon will appear as if it is, get this rock out over there. The moon would appear as if it's coming out of Pisces, going into Aries. This is Aries and that is Pisces. I'm going to show you a clearer rendition of this in a moment. Just work with me for the time. But now, as I said, in a few days, this is all going to change. All right. Now watch what I'm going to do here. We're going to actually, you see the time is moving. We're somewhat speeding up the time. So it's the 6th of June. If you take your time and watch, you could see the moon will be moving to align itself with the sun. In fact, let us give it a little more speed here. All right, 6, 7. Follow me good, follow me good, follow me good, follow me good. All right, 7th of June, watch the moon. Watch the earth spinning, 8th of June. Watch it good, watch it good. 9th of June. You see the moon aligning and you have the 10th of June, bam. Okay, yeah, that looks like the new moon to me, whatever time. You see it's aligned. Mercury also aligned. That's big stuff there. That's what the astrologers should be talking about here. The moon, Mercury, aligned with the sun and the earth. Oh, that's some serious stuff. The 10th of June is a very serious day. That's the day they say Marcus Messiah Garvey passed on. That's the day when the emperor says in his autobiography, this is the day when we began to return to Ethiopia. So this is a powerful day, and you see the moon and Mercury and the sun in alignment here. All right, so what I'm saying really is that on this day here, from the earthly perspective, looking out into the heavens, you wouldn't be able to really see the new moon because it's actually in the sun. Like 2-3 days after this, you will see a slight crescent moon setting behind the sun. as the astronomical clock continues to roll. Okay, now I'm saying from this angle here, the Earth is looking at the sun in Taurus. So the moon must be in Taurus as well. The moon is not in Gemini. This is Gemini over here, and this is Taurus over here. And this is the 10th. This is a few days from this video being done. And according to all the astrological charts, or the astrologers, I should say, we're dealing with a new moon that is going to be in Gemini. The moon is not going to be in Gemini. The moon is going to be specifically in the constellation known as Taurus. All right, I'm going to make this a bit plainer, if that's the term, for you. Let us look at it from this angle here. We're going to take a look at another highlighted app here, which is the Stellarium. All right, let me make sure you can see it. Now, this is actual time Stellarium here. Follow me good. As we're watching this, as you're looking at this, I'm also explaining or showing you how to use it. So it's like a semi-tutorial as well. Now, I'm just using this to set where I am. I like to work with where I am, somewhere around here, the Northeast Caribbean. All right, may not be precise, but this is where I am in the Northeast Caribbean. So I set my position, my location. Then let us look at the time. Oh, I had that up already. So it's 24 minutes past 8 in the evening. It's the 5th day of June. June being the 6th month, already halfway through 2021. I thought it just began. And what we're going to do here now with this app Stellarium, we're going to take out all light whatsoever so we get the beauty of the heavens. Then we're going to take out the earth so we see the full roundness of the heavens as well. But there's always a mark to show you where the earth is. You see the cardinal points. Good. Now follow me. Also, we could bring in the lines. These lines highlight the constellations. These are what I like to work with, but just in the interest of those who may not know all the constellations, we're going to bring in the pictures. Good. So you see or saw how we got here. Now, what I want us to do, family, is to first of all look for the moon. So these are your constellations. You see the constellation known as Scorpio. You see the Virgin constellation here. This is Sagittarius. You have Capricorn. You have Aquarius. And let me just show you while we're going through this. You could see Jupiter is in Aquarius. You see Saturn is in Capricorn. This is astronomy, my family. This is, I don't know where the astrologers say that they are, but I know for sure. And I'm not just depending on these apps. Keep this in mind. This is secondary. This is secondary. We can go outside, especially at night. Oh, it's a bit cloudy tonight, but especially since the moon is a bit absent for the moment and there's a level of darkness in the evening. I mean, we can map the heavens and point out these very same planets in the very same constellation. You know, so it's not as if we're guessing or we read it just in a book. It's something that we understand as it relates to the literal book in the heavens. Look, you see the moon is right where we showed you when we were aligning the solar system. It's in the constellation of Pisces, not that the moon is in the constellation of Pisces. The moon is going around the earth. And Pisces is the backdrop, a group of stars that are not even close to each other, but just because of where we are, it just gives this impression. And this is the age that we're coming out of, going into the Aquarius age. So tonight, now, the moon is in the constellation of Pisces because it's not the new moon yet. All right. So what we'll do now, we're going to centralize the moon. How is that done? How is that thing that, let me get it straight. Yeah, I think this is it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to centralize the moon. Let me make sure it's the right thing. Yeah. Bam. And as we centralize the moon, we're going to move the time closer to the 10th of June again. So it's the 5th of June, the 6th of June. Watch the moon. The moon is coming out of Pisces. the 7th of June, the 8th of June, the 9th of June, the 10th of June. Okay, so this is the 10th of June, 2028, the same time as now. Now, if you notice how far the moon has moved, this is the 9th of June, 28 minutes past 8 in the evening from where I am. And the moon is already in Taurus. And it hasn't come to the sun yet, so it's not fully a full moon. A new moon, pardon me, fully a full moon. It's not a full new moon yet. I don't understand that language. It's not a full new moon. It's not fully new yet, I'm telling you. But if we just skip a whole day to the 10th, you notice it has passed the sun. So the new moon is not just necessarily the 10th, you know. Yes, it's on the 10th, but you need a specific time to get the exact new moon. So let's go back to the 9th and let's move this by the hours. All right, so 2028 on the 9th, that is now the 28 minutes past 8 o'clock on the 9th. Today is not the 9th, today is the 5th, but we are on the time now. Okay, so this is 29 past 9, 29 past 10, 29 past 11, and 29 past midnight, the 10th. Okay, so you see 1:29, the morning of the 10th, 2:29, the morning of the 10th. You see where the moon is very close to the sun. 3:29, the morning of the 10th. 4:29, the morning of the 10th. So it is fair to say that at 4:29, let me just jump 5 and see where it is. Okay, let's leave it at 4:29. In fact, let's move this forward a little more to be precise. Yeah, look at that. So the moon is right there. Bam, it's fair to say that where are we? 5, 5, yeah, 4:59, 5 o'clock. There's a new moon. That's the time of the new moon on the 10th of the 6th month. All right. So remember, this is an astronomical class. It's not you know, I mean, this is, I'm doing this so you could comprehend. If you notice here, again, the new moon got to be with the sun. Once it's away from the sun, you've passed the new moon stage, or it hasn't fully become a new moon as yet. But right now, it's the new moon, the 10th of June, 2021. As you can see, it's right between the horns of the bull, according to how they have the rendition of the bull here. This is Gemini over here. So the new moon is not in Gemini. Look at here. This is the new moon here. Gemini over here. Venus is in Gemini. And not only Venus, this is what the astrologers should be checking. If you notice, Venus is right in the crutch of the male aspect of Gemini. Let me show you. Let me take out this Greek picture here. This is the male and this is the female of Gemini. So Pollux is the female and Castor is the male. In the Greek story, both Pollux and Castor are two little boys. But in the real theology, this is the man. And Venus is the feminine planet. You know, Venus is the goddess. And if you notice, Venus is right at his reproductive system right now. Look at there. Well, not now, at the time of the new moon. At the time of the new moon, Venus is going to be right at the reproductive system of who? Who? That's the name. Who? Or who and Sa, or what was the real people there? Tefnut, Shu and Tefnut. Shu and Tefnut. So this represents Shu, and this represents Tefnut. You know, at the same time. So the feminine energy is right at Shu's reproductive system is phallus, scrotum, crotch, everything. That's very important. Now, I'm not an astrologer. You understand? But obviously, as an astronomer, and dealing with archaeoastronomy as well, it's obvious that, and even knowing a little philosophy and what was the stuff we talk about with the Greek gods and all of that stuff, and the pantheons of gods and their meaning, and the titans and all of that. I know that Venus has a feminine energy. And the fact that the feminine energy is right here on the masculine energy, it has to mean something while the moon is new. So the new moon is not in Gemini. Venus is in Gemini, specifically on the male aspect of Gemini. But the new moon is with the sun as always, and that is in Taurus. So when it comes to the new moon family, you know what you should check? Where is the sun? You could find that on any astronomical site. And ask which constellation the sun is in right now. And wherever the sun is at the point of a new moon, that's where the new moon has to be. It can't be nowhere else, or else it is not a new moon. The full moon will be in the constellation that is 180 degrees to the opposite of the constellation that the sun is in at the time of the full moon. That's the geometry of the heavens. It's just natural, it's basic geometry of the heavens. So I'm really asking for an astrologer to give us a better understanding, because as I said, there was a time when they said, all the astrologers, and they're always on the same page, so they got to be reading some book. There was a time when they were saying that the new moon was in Aries, and it was really in Aries. So I'm trying to figure out, and as I said, sometimes it's a constellation off. Like in this case, it's one constellation off. But there are cases where it's two constellations off. So I don't know if there's an astrological chart, or something. And I'm asking, it's not, if you could explain and I see where my misunderstanding is, man, I'm not here to challenge you on that level. I'm challenging someone to come forward to sit with us, and we can go through this, because I will have my explanation, and then you would have to show me now, okay, well, this is where you have it mixed up, priest. When we say it's in Gemini, it really means, and then you have to explain or whatever and show me the chart. Because you see, keeping in mind, that Gemini, even in astrology, I hear ones refer to Gemini as the twin spirit and of two little boys. So where is that going? So that alone turns off the story tremendously in my book. And you see the importance and why I make this an issue, because it is a spiritual thing. I just explained the Venus and the male of Gemini. It is a spiritual thing. It means something. Where the moon is, the energy that is radiating from the constellation that's related to the moon, new moon, full moon, eclipse, and sun, it is important where the moon is and where the sun is when you were born, what planet was where. It is important. It has an energy, for sure. So even if your theory of Gemini is correct, astrologers, and the new moon, even if it's correct, the fact that you are off astronomically, the fact that the clock is a bit behind and you are mistakenly representing one constellation for other, the whole story will be off, because you're saying the new moon is in Gemini, and you're giving the teachings of what the new moon in Gemini would bring, which may be nice, but the moon ain't in Gemini. The moon is in Taurus. And then the whole story might be different. So I hope I'm clear. I know it's a different type of presentation, but that's how it is. It's a class here. And I hope that even those who are listening, you see, that's why the Bible talk about stargazers. Right? This ain't stargazing here. This is the heavens declare the glory. And I would pray and hope as well that those who are watching would actually add to the knowledge as it relates to the heavenly constellation. All right, so again, we're just asking for anyone who, as I said, we're going to touch upon that again, but even before we go there, just asking anyone who is into astrology or anything of the sort, you know, you could just contact me, email me, precise27@gmail.com, and we could set up an interview and have a nice discussion on astrology and astronomy. And this is why it's important, my brothers and sisters, this is why we always encourage you to enroll your children in our astronomical homeschool class. In fact, the homeschool cosmic classes are both astronomy and African history and heritage, designed for children from the ages of from K and upwards, really, even for the big adults. Definitely, most of you who were just listening and maybe what I was explaining is something brand new to you. If what I was explaining is brand new to you, trust me, this class would do you good. Wonderful, eh? Trust me, even if you don't have children, this is something that I would encourage you to have in your your archives right about now. But definitely for the youths, as I said, we set it up in such a way that you receive the classes every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And the classes are done in video form and they appear in your inbox daily. And again, we offer astronomy and African heritage, which is history as well. And you'll be getting more than 160 of these classes over a period of 10 months. And even our scholars surprise even their own parents with the material that they retain. And I'm telling you, I definitely would vouch for my own product. I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that. If you really want your child to have an appreciation, I'm sure you're doing a good job. But if you want a boost and you want your child to have a real appreciation for Africa, trust me, these classes will definitely give that, you know, more appreciation and pride, you know, moving forward. And as the academical part, the academics as it relates to the astronomy, as I said, even what we're speaking of there, those who are part of our classes, they have a good understanding. They could come and explain what I just explained to you. So definitely you know what to do. Just contact us, precise27@gmail.com. I could even send you a copy of this flyer, e-flyer, for sure. And definitely you come on board with our homeschool classes. And just returning once again, as I said, looking forward to you on Monday for Heliopolis, the ancient, Anu, the modern, and that will be giving you a better understanding of where we are going as it relates to our summer solstice experience and even the importance of why we are striving to preserve the Green Castle Hill, where there's some deadly politics even behind that as well. Family, you don't even know that. You don't know the half of what, you know what I mean, your brethren is fighting for in general. But anyway, Rastafari Experience Antigua invites you to a summer solstice virtual experience talking about June 2021. And this is from the 17th to the 20th of June. I think by now you get the idea of what we're dealing with. All you have to do is to make sure you have all you need for the 2.5 hours that you're going to spend with us for 3 days, and not over 3 days, and 2.5 hours every day, because we got to do the cannabis tour and lecture. We have a live Rastafari chalice talk. That's really on the 17th now. So you got to make up your mind to spend about 2 hours with us on that day, virtually, right from home in the comfort of your own home or wherever you may be. You could share it with a friend, make them all come over and, you know what I mean, get some snacks and get your chalice for the live chalice talk with the elders. And of course, you know, we're going through the marijuana field, the Rastafari community, drummings, everything will be nice. And that's just day one. And then, of course, you know, we're going to have the morning hike, the Green Castle Hill amongst the megaliths that align with the heavens, align with the same stars and the sun and the same new moon we were just talking about. That's why we're doing the morning hike, the sunrise hike, so we can visualize the coming of the sun. And then the Sunday, we're going to have the sunset hike, because the sunrise and sunset is very important when it comes to the equinox or the solstices and these special days. On that day, we're going to have the griot with us, Brother Paddy Simon. Yes, he'll be there. He is our historian right here in Antigua. He will be presenting some serious knowledge for you. As I said, this is something we do every year, and we invite yourself, our family, to come, catch a plane, jump on a plane and come here to Antigua and full joy this with us. And we're definitely looking forward to doing that in the very near future, hopefully for the winter solstice. We are hoping we can open the doors and invite all the family to come again and join us. But through the whole COVID situation and a lot of the protocols and some very, I would say, political infringements, that we definitely do not want to encourage our family to really come through all of that confusion at the moment. So we are promoting it virtually, and we are asking you to be a part of it with us. The full package, the full package is only $100, just $100, 3 days, 3 exciting days. In fact, if you purchase your package before the 7th of June, it's only $85. Only $85 if you purchase your package before the 7th of June. So you definitely cannot lose. The experience is something you will definitely full joy, something you will definitely remember. And as I said, you could definitely share it with your whole family, everyone sitting, and prepare yourself for 3 exciting days talking about the summer solstice. Now, again, I'm looking forward for you to joining us on Monday. Again, make sure you put on your notification bell, because you're going to get a better comprehension of why the summer solstice when we go into this lecture here, Heliopolis the Ancient, Anu the Modern, right here on YouTube. Yes, I remember for sure. That's something that you need to get into. And again, before I go, I'm asking if you know an astrologer. You ain't got to be an astrologer. Many of you follow astrologers. Don't fool me now. Many of you follow the angel readers and the tarot cards read. You follow them. See if you can get one of them to come and speak with I and explain to I how is it that where they say the planet, not the planets, the moon seems to be, is not where the moon really is when we study the heavens. Like them know we don't want to debate. We're not here to fight. We just want an understanding. That's all. Give thanks. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love.